All right, welcome back to the final high school and beyond plan assignment, which is the resume. So before you start this assignment, you need to go through the how to write an effective resume. Really study this. You want to make sure that your resume reflects all of these different suggestions. Make sure it is professional and make sure that it is honest. What we want out of this class is for you to walk away with a resume of your own, a working resume that you can take with you into whatever career you choose. Okay. This is going to be very helpful for job interviews, and it's going to help you realize how to market yourself. So read through this. Watch the videos, all right? Do not try to do this assignment without watching these videos and then hit start, all right? So here we have a blank assignment, but I already have written in just an example of what I, as an academic coach, am looking for when I'm grading this assignment, okay? Now, these assignments are all or nothing grades, so you either do it exactly right or you don't get the credit for it. So you make sure that you answer every question in this section, okay? Starting with your education, all right? Now, a lot of you are working towards getting your high school diploma, and you will get your high school diploma by the time you get done with the whole program. So you can go ahead and write in high school diploma, write in your graduation year, and then make sure that if you're going to list the school you graduated through, that you don't put Graduation Alliance. The reason for that is we're not the ones that are giving you your diploma. We're giving you the classes you need to earn your diploma through your local high school. So if you're doing this through Everett School District or there are so many other districts in Washington through K-12, please make sure that that is the school that you list. All right. So second one, please provide as much information about how they can contact you as you can. So I put my name, I put down an address, if that's, my address, a cell phone number, all right, and an email. That is what we're looking for. If you just write down your name, we will not accept that. Give us as much as you can. You have a student email, include it, all right? If you have a cell phone, include that. If you don't, then you can include your Facebook or Instagram, as long as it's professional. But on your personal resume that you're building, you want to make sure that you give your future employer, make sure it's really clear how they can easily reach you. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask your academic coach. So moving on to professional experience section. So I know that a lot of you have either had a job or you haven't, all right? I don't think a lot of you have had too much professional experience, so it's okay in this section if you only have 1 or 2. But I don't want nothing here. If you have a job with a company, write down the name of that company, your start date. So if it was like January 2020, you don't have to give me the exact date. And then if it's current, write current. If you stopped working there after December, then put that down. Your job title, and give us a good description. Now make sure that your description, and we're going to be checking this as academic coaches, your description needs to be professional. I do not want to see you say, I took people's cash and helped them with their groceries and made sure they didn't steal anything. That is not professional writing, all right? And that's something that you learn when you go through the classes. We want to see something like this: responsible for customer satisfaction and assistance, organizing the displays, operation of the register, and technical fixes with our equipment. Try to make sure that you don't have any spelling errors or grammatic errors. You want to make this look, like I said, as professional as possible. Now, let's say you have never had a professional career, but you have earned money by lawn services or cleaning services, house cleaning or babysitting, or any way that you have earned money for yourself. You can add that. All right. And so I included babysitting service. Okay, July 2017 to current. Try to give us a rough estimate of when you were, when you started babysitting. Um, and then your description would be like a child caregiver. Okay. And then, like I said, make it sound good, make it sound professional. So I wrote, I was responsible for meeting nutritional and emotional needs by planning activities, organizing the household, and cooking for the children in my care. All right. That really sells what you were doing there. And like I said, make sure that it's honest. All right. So moving on to achievements. And like I said, none of these should be left blank. Even if you don't have any achievements, you can think of one or two. One that we have here at Graduation Alliance is a class called Caregiver, and it gets you certified as a caregiver. And so listing that is a great achievement that you could list as a certified caregiver. I know a lot of you who are already working, you might have a food handler's permit or be CPR certified. That's a great thing to list. Some of you might be an Eagle Scout. That is a great thing to list. Or if you were a Girl Scout. All right. Those are good options. And if you really, it comes down to it that you really can't think of anything, please do not leave it blank, because your academic coach needs to see that you really, tried here. And so just write down maybe an achievement that you would like to get. So you could write in would like to be a certified caregiver. That I would accept as an academic coach. What I don't want to see is a blank something. All right. Now, that's not saying that that's something you have to write in to your actual resume. If you don't have an award or a certificate, you don't have to include it in there. But because this is an assignment, we need to see that you're not just skipping things because you don't have anything there yet. All right. Make a plan to get something in there and write down what that plan is going to be. All right. So number 5, skills. List your technical, interpersonal, and other skills that are important for an employer to know you have. All right. So really brainstorm. There are so many classes that you have taken or that you will take with us that are going to help you earn or gain some of these skills. And I think that a lot of you may not have already considered what those skills might be that you already have. So let's go ahead and look at some that I brainstormed myself and thought, I think a lot of my students probably have these skills. Feel free to use any one of these. Social media and digital proficiency. Programming. We have a programming class. We have a digital literacy class, guys. These are going to get you familiar with these specific skills. Childcare, art and creative design. We have art classes, game systems. We even have a web and game design class, guys. And if you are really into gaming, you are probably very familiar with multiple systems, right? So include it. If it's a skill, you could get a job at GameStop. Who knows? Teamwork, all right? If this is great if you played a sport, all right? You learned how to be part of a team. List that as a skill. Self-motivation. Being in online classes in itself, you have to have the self-motivation to sit down at your computer and get the work done daily because you're not in a physical classroom. So I think that that is something that a lot of our students, by the time they graduate, have developed for themselves, and hopefully they'll keep that habit. Physical labor. A lot of you go to the gym that I've talked to. If you're able to lift over 30 pounds, that's actually a skill or a quality that some employers are really looking for. Whether it's in construction or in I'm trying to think, landscaping. There are so many opportunities if you are, physically fit and capable of lifting, heavy weights. So add it. Basic Spanish. If you take our Spanish classes, Spanish 1 and 2, you should have basic Spanish. And even basic Spanish can be a skill for a lot of employers. So include it. All right. Okay, so, and the last one is volunteer and community service experience. List any volunteer community work you've participated in. A lot of you have participated in community service and maybe you didn't even realize it. So let's go through the list that I made of different community service that could be worth mentioning. So if you volunteered in a soup kitchen, if you done there's religious associated social services. I don't know if any of you, are religiously affiliated, but I know that a lot of churches and religious organizations do have social services that they provide for their members. And if you've participated in those, that's something you can list. Local tutor, if you've done any tutoring for, any programs in your school, if you've participated in peer mentoring, that's a great thing to list. Food drive coordination. So if you've participated in any food drives, whether it's for your school or for your community club, clubs would be, something that you could maybe add as if there is a club you're part of that does some sort of community participation or service, that would be great. So food drive coordination, community volunteer work. If you have volunteered to work at a community fair, or if you've done anything that is in that maybe you didn't get paid for, it was a service that you provided for your community, listed. That's a great thing. And maybe go into some description. So if you were to list local tutor, talk about what subject you were tutoring and the age range of the people that you were tutoring. And then active local fundraiser participant, if you are consistently participating in fundraisers, whether it be food drives, blanket drives, medicine drives, things like that. That's something you could list. Or if worse comes to worse and you've never done any of these things or anything else that you could possibly think of, you could write no community service at this time. Now, that's not something you need to include on your resume when you do create your resume, but you do need to include it on this so your academic coach can see that you didn't just leave it blank. All right. So this is an example, and all you got to do is you just go down here and you click submit all answers, and they will automatically be submitted. If you have any further questions about grading or about just general expectations for the resume that we're asking you to fill out, please contact your academic coach at 855-945-5472. Thanks.